Hey, what's up guys? Ken here from the Retro Toy Escapades channel in Malaysia. Today on the channel, I'm checking out this classic vintage MUTATIN ROCKSTEADY action figure from TMNT's Mutations line. Playmates Toys 1992. I can't believe that this figure is in fact 30 years old. Man, dude, it's like this thing is so much fun to handle. I can't believe that this stuff was coming out when I was in like high school. You know, I was out of toys at the time, but you know, somebody somewhere was picking this stuff up and playing with it. And you know what, honestly, I've always been a TMNT fan, but only when it comes to the Playmates era. These days, there's a lot of activity out there. A lot of companies are putting out TMNT stuff. I can't keep up. But honestly speaking, for me, I always keep going back to the Playmates line. Whenever I see one of these TMNT vintage 80s Playmates lots online, if it's on eBay or something like that, I'm like, okay, you know what? Should I? Ken, are you going to do it? Don't do it, man. Don't do it. Oh, man, I just did it. Okay. You know, there was a point in history when just about every toy franchise out there was making their characters transform. Okay, I'm serious. You could get like something like a Spider-Man action figure and the human figure would transform into something like a water blaster or something like that, you know. But when it comes to this Mutations line, it's fantastic because it's legit, okay? These guys really did go through a transformation process, okay? They were humans once. This toy allows you to actually replicate that process in a way. But I gotta say, honestly, you know, Rocksteady here's got a weird, you know, kind of confused expression on his face for sure. I remember the scene in the cartoon, the classic cartoon where they first got transformed and Shredder was like, yes, I will give you power beyond your wildest dreams. But you may have a problem getting a date on Saturday night. Alright. Having said that though, I kind of think the ladies would prefer the rhinoceros look. Now his face sculpt just captures that zaniness, right, of what made the Playmates storyline so great. It's just fun stuff. Stuff that you're not supposed to take seriously. And on the top of his head there, he's got what looks to be a green bowler's haircut. This thing looks like a stack of vegetables that they just pasted onto his head right there. It's like the greens that mom asks you to eat and you were like, hell no, keep that shit away from me. The head, however, doesn't articulate. It doesn't move at all. Although I do remember the Rhino head being able to move. Guess we'll check that out in a bit. Okay, overall articulation on this figure is pretty much standard for what you expect for a classic Playmates Toys TMNT release. No movement there at the wrist, but his arms rotate around smoothly. That's great. There's no articulation at the waist. You know, don't expect that because he's also got the action feature that's worked into the body. Some great detailing here on the jacket, like parts of it that look wrecked. And a symbol right here of the Foot Clan, okay? Meaning to say that this guy was in fact a fanboy of the Foot, even when he was a human being. How about that? Okay, and then elsewhere on the figure, he's got articulation right here at the hips. All right, this is pretty much just standard stuff for the TMNT figures. And he's got this overall sort of like a camouflage survivalist type kind of guy, right? Like some guy that's just living out there in the woods. Yeah, just shooting at stuff, okay? Shooting at rabbits, shooting at anything. Okay, to get the transformation sequence going, what you need to do is to split the two halves of the jacket apart and get the heads rotated around. Okay, it's a pretty simple gimmick. We've seen this before on a couple of action figures that had this morphing kind of effect, two heads, you know, that kind of thing. This process would probably be simpler on a newer figure. My one seems to be stuck a little bit. But yeah, you know, you can get the heads rotated around and get that Rhino Rocksteady head popping out, just like that, okay? Also, during the transformation process, you can make sort of like ungodly, ghastly sounds, okay, of painful transformation. Because, you know, the process is a very uncomfortable one. I mean, it has to be, right, from human to Rhino. Okay, I gotta say, honestly, the Rhino Rocksteady head is awesome, all right? It looks way better detailed than you'd expect a gimmicky version of the character to turn out. And like I said, as I remembered it, you know, the head rotates. Okay, yeah, it's got a smooth rotation here. Looks like they figured that, you know, let's just make the Rhino head rotate and, you know, screw the human head because, you know, Rhino Rocksteady is more recognizable to fans, right? Anyway, the detailing on this figure is great. Okay, he's got a great look that's different from his other interpretations, especially the vintage classic one. Okay, but wait, you may be wondering, what about the hands? The hands are still human hands, right? Well, you know, these transform as well. Okay, you just pop them out at the bottom here like that, rotate it around, and you get the Rhino hands, right? Well, you know, I mean, of course, these are mutated Rhino hands, okay, because a real Rhino wouldn't have hands. So yeah, you know, on this side as well, same deal. Just pop this thing out, rotate it around, and it's got a cool set of mutant Rhino hands. One hand, the right one is actually in an open fist, and the other one is closed, okay, so you can actually hold on to something. This guy is supposed to come with some accessories. I don't really have it at this moment in time. I do, it's somewhere in a box. I'll pop them out maybe for another review, okay. And also here at the bottom, you see that he's got hidden grenades, okay, right there at the knees, okay. The knees pop open, and there's a set of hidden grenades, right? These are just, cool. I suppose that, why am I struggling with this one? Yeah, so you can like fish them out there, out the knees, get them posed out like that. You can also have these out when he's in human mode, but that may actually, in fact, blow his cover, and you don't want that. So the last piece of the transformation, there's just one more, as I recall, okay? And that's right there at his bum, okay? Right there at the bottom there, he has a piece, okay, that you can pull out, and it's a little rhino tail. Okay, these guys thought of everything. They didn't miss anything at all. All right, he's even got a tail. Okay, how about that? So this completes the transformation process, and yeah, with the tail right there. And you know what, this figure is actually really great. This is a really great, really purposeful figure. There's a reason for this thing to exist. Now, there have been several interesting variations of the Rocksteady and Bebop characters in the classic TMNT Playmates line, but these mutations figures are special, okay? It's not a situation where you're just giving them like new outfits or extra accessories or having them do crazy wind-up actions and stuff like that. These figures transform into meaningful modes, all right? I love the figures here, and I want to know what you guys think of them. There's also a mutating Bebop figure, all right? I have that somewhere. I can get it reviewed. If you guys want to see that, let me know in the comments. Thanks for checking out the video, and I'll catch you guys again real soon with more content. Take care out there.